I wish Hank was here to talk about this, but I was talking to my wife about Black Lives Matter, and oh, what did she's right here?
Is that still going?
Uh,
Like, I didn't know if
the
that was
debate's
like.
still
I feel like
going.
their big flash in the pan is kind of on the downturn.
Yeah, the debate's going. Trump speaking right now.
Wait, are you talking about Black Lives Matter or the Trump
Black
speech?
Lives Matter, yeah.
Yeah. No, it is still going, and it's playing a role in the election. And my wife was like, the big problem with Black Lives Matter, aside from seeming racist, I said on this show a while ago, like the problem is everyone screaming for diversity actually means more of me, right? It's not all lives matter. It's Black Lives Matter. We need a bigger Latino presence on campus. We need me. I want my group to get shit. Is mostly what we see here.
All it usually means is we want less white men here. Like we want
I think it
more
means
minorities
we want
in
more
any
whatever
way, shape,
I
or
am.
form.
Yeah, I know. I don't think it. If it was that, I'd even have an easier time getting on board with it. But it's usually like Latinos saying we want more Latinos in this position. Black people saying we want more black people to get a leg up on this sort of thing. We need quotas that give me this. And my wife,
Although now a lot you're seeing that they actually want to go back to almost Jim Crow style stuff. They're saying we want a black campus, we want a black dormitory, we don't want any whites here. They're trying to it's not about inclusion, it's about exclusion for them. It's not that they're not shouting let's include every color of the rainbow. They're saying let's get all the whiteys out.
My wife,
yeah.
This is the central point I was trying to bring up was Jackie's like one of the issues with a lot of these groups is their representatives are terrible. If you think about, imagine in your head the people from the 1950s or the Rosa Parks, and what do you get there? Like a black guy in a suit just wanting to eat at a diner. A hardworking woman on a bus who just feels like she shouldn't have to sit in the back, right? Now it's
She was a
like
plant by the NAACP though.
now it's typically a criminal. Like, oh yeah, this guy was a drug dealer. He's got grills on his teeth. He got shot dead after just strong-arming some liquor store. But he was working on his GED and was really thinking about turning his life around. And this is our symbol of Black Lives Matter. It's the Trayvon Martin, the Michael Brown, all these like the worst bullshit problems in the world. There was a person recently in my area got shot by a cop. He was a black guy, and there was a warrant for felony drug dealing. And when the cop saw him, the guy ran. And he ran and he jumped over the first fence, and so did the cop. And then when he got over the second fence, the cop couldn't follow over the second fence, and he shot him. Now, the cop is saying there was a gun on the scene or something, but I feel like that's... it wasn't concrete, like there it is right on his hip, or like he didn't shoot back or anything, but he shot the guy as he was running away. And while I wish he wasn't shot, I feel like if the warrant was for murder or something and this guy was like known to be dangerous, open fire. But it was for drug dealing, and it's like, he's in the neighborhood. You'll catch him again tomorrow.
But at the same time, you do have to take a measure of responsibility for your actions insofar as like, was it right for the cop just to open fire and shoot? No, of course not. But we all know cops aren't perfect. We all know that there's a lot of shitty ones out there. There's a lot of good ones too, but you shouldn't be rolling the dice like that and be like, yeah, am I going to keep sprinting away from this guy who could potentially kill me? Yeah, I'll roll the dice. I take no accountability. He shouldn't shoot me, so I'll just keep running. And then when he gets shot, it's not to say that it's right. It's just to say that it's not surprising. You should have anticipated that. Maybe
my solution is like, hey, as a rule of thumb, you don't shoot the guy unless you feel like he's a real danger.
That's how it should
to society. And running from you isn't enough. He has a felony drug dealing, a warrant for a felony drug arrest of some sort. That's not dangerous. Well, it's dangerous, but it's like it's not a shooting offense. Unpaid parking tickets all the way up through drug dealing. Maybe you don't shoot unless you feel like there's a danger involved. And but the point my wife made that I thought was really strong is all the representatives of the current race relations people, like think of the guys who crashed the Bernie Sanders thing, right? Those women screaming at him.
The Black Lives Matter.
Terrible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Nobody wants to be on their team. They were terrible for their cause. Every time there's like a Trayvon Martin or a Michael Brown. Michael Brown is the Ferguson guy, right? Did I get his name right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to be on Team Dickhead who just strong armed some convenience store guy, stole the Swishers, and then, badmouthed the cop or something and possibly pushed him around. I think all the evidence pointed to the cop story being true. This is not people holding hands, dressing up, and saying, "We shall overcome." It's thugs saying, the cops are shooting our thugs. And yeah, it's creating a divide in that I feel like they have a losing position.
I don't understand why they're examples. If all of these atrocities are occurring of just innocent people getting mowed down by cops, just like, hey, come over here. No, you can't fucking tell me to come over there, pig, and then they just get lit up. Like, if that were true, don't you think they'd have a lot more? And I'm not saying it's not 100%. Like, it's not saying it's 100% false, but, like, wouldn't they have more stories of, like, oh, Jeff Smith, trustworthy accountant, lived in the, fucking suburbs, had 2 children, had the pool getting put in for the summertime, gunned down as he, drove away, being 3 minutes over on his parking meter. Like, you would think there'd be something crazy like that, but all the big ones that come out, it'll be like, oh, Tony Stevenson, oh, he got shot in the middle of the street, and then you do like 30 minutes of research or 30 seconds, and it's like, oh, so he was punching a cop in the face, or he had just burgled someone and threatened to kill them.
And then they lie about it, right? Like, first they released his like childhood photo as if that's representative of who he is anymore, right? Cherub face, beautiful child. And
it's like showing a picture of like me when I was 12. It's not representative at all. When you see that picture of him as a kid and him as an adult, I know this is like 3 years old, but it's laughable. Where it's like, when you first see it and you get that image in your head, you picture it as Zimmerman like almost like rubbing his face in the ground before just blowing his brains out for fun. And then you see like the actual image of the kid, and it's like, all right, well, now it makes a little more sense that big fat pasty fuck was getting his head beat in.
Yeah, it
Don't call him pasty. Don't let him forget he was half Latino. We like to point that out.
Latino. Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Anyway, if you're somehow involved in Black Lives Matter, then gosh, pick your representatives a little better. No more screaming, screeching women at what's his name? Barry Sanders. Why am I getting this wrong?
That's a football player. Yeah, Bernie Sanders.
Bernie Sanders. Thank you so much. Yeah, no more screaming, screeching women at Bernie Sanders things. No more rallying around drug dealers. Like, find some better examples. Find a modern day Rosa Parks, and you'll get everyone on your side. No one
will have any problem with their message if they just brought it out and they were like, Tucker over here got shot just on his way home from what? Oh my God! Come
on! I know how to slip a segue in there.
Kyle was going to tie one of our sponsors into this Black Lives Matter talk, and I did not want to do that at all.
All right. Well, on a completely separate issue,